Jimmy Kimmel is complaining to the trades and anybody who will listen that Disney just won't give him a contract extension. And now he's saying he doesn't want to be a martyr after all. Today, we'll tell you why this might be a strategy for the failed comedian, the oh-so-not-funny man of Disney, and why he's dizzy trying to figure out a way to keep his job. It's the end for our friend Jimmy Kimmel. Getting ready to say bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Entertainment covering it this way, Shania Russell. Jimmy Kimmel gets real. He gets real about when and how Jimmy Kimmel Live could end. Contract negotiations have not yet begun, with the comedian's late night show currently slated to run through May of 2027, aka he's got less than a year, and he's got a farewell tour on the way after Colbert is gone. Disney's going to give him the chance to talk during the midterms, and then he's out of here. Jimmy Kimmel has given his retirement from late night serious thought. Again, folks, we're preempting, right, the narrative. This is what we're doing. The Jimmy Kimmel Live host shared on Monday that his contract with ABC is due to expire in May 2027. We've already told you that. Quote, I know I could go out in a blaze of glory and get a lot of applause for it, the host admitted, which we've also told you is probably what he wants to do, even if he says he does not want to. Says, 6 years ago, I told him I thought I was done when Biden was president, he admitted to Vulture. The show ultimately lasted beyond the Joe Biden presidency, but that doesn't mean Kimmel isn't looking for a new ending. As Kimmel understands things, his show remains profitable for ABC. Boy, now how's that a line, Lou? You like that line? As Kimmel understands things. What? I mean, put the legalese in Entertainment Weekly. It says, but last year, rather than offer him the show's typical 3-year renewal, the network extended Kimmel's contract by just one more year. Quote, everything is so tumultuous, that seemed to make sense. Kimmel said, it's definitely not how it's gone in the past. As of now, Kimmel's contract is set to expire in May of 2027. The comedian said that while contract conversations are typically underway at this point in the year, ABC has not yet begun the process of negotiating an extension with him. I don't know what ABC is going to want to do. It's an unusual position to be in, but I do still have a year left on my contract, and that's what I agreed to do. He goes to talk about going out in a blaze of glory, saying it would be selfish, blah, blah, blah. I don't buy any of this at all. I think that he knows this is the end. Lou, you've been in the industry. Could you walk us through, does that sound right to you that they should be in negotiations already? Or, I mean, we've covered this in the past where there were negotiations in October. So I don't, that part doesn't matter to me.
If they wanted him, they'd be trying to make a deal now. Absolutely.
So
if they're neutral, it could still happen. But I don't think it's.
So the fact the contract ended, Lou, a few days ago, he's under the new contract that ends in May, and he's already talking about it in Entertainment Weekly. Is that a sign that they're trying to put the narrative out that this is it?
Well, who, him?
Yeah, why would you be telling this on Entertainment Weekly? Like, what's the point? The new contract just started, and already you're spilling the beans about there's no negotiations.
Some agent somewhere down the chain of command saying, if you do something like this, it might spur them into talking to us. I don't think it'll work, but
it would make me mad if I was Disney.
Well, he's done a lot more than that to make them mad. This is hardly major making them mad, but I think he's a done deal. And what's this blaze of glory? I got to tell you something.
What we've talked about, he would love to do something so incendiary they have no choice but to fire him.
Well, but you see,
he wants to be a martyr.
With the way that they've come out with the numbers on how much Colbert's disappearance is going to make for that network, he's in the same category. And what may be saving him so far is they haven't found another Byron Allen to sell the time to.
Right. Okay. I'll go with that. Yeah. Well, so CBS came out and said Colbert was losing him $40 million. They confirmed it. They said, now we're making $15 million off of this new deal we have. And they said that's a $55 million swing. So we're pretty darn happy with ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah. So why would ABC not want to do the same thing unless politics reigns supreme?
Well, unless something isn't out there, let's see how it works. The fact that other deal got so publicized may have told somebody out there, hey, I could do that kind of deal with ABC for Kimmel's spot. So we'll see. And that's why they wouldn't enter into negotiation yet. They're testing the waters to see what else they can do.
Right.
When you have to throw in the FCC investigation and the View and all of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so,
absolutely. But they're still raining the awards down on the man. Hollywood is, praising him. He gets a Peabody. And it's so fun to read the way they present this. He says, making jokes about the president in America shouldn't win you a prize. We have the right, guaranteed by the Constitution, to criticize and satirize our leaders. That is a right I took for granted for the first 57 years of my life until last September, when the FCC delivered an unpleasant surprise. That's completely and totally, I would even say, malicious. He lied about Charlie Kirk. The FCC did not step in. Disney itself tried to fire him, and the agencies in Hollywood said, no, you will not. And Disney tuck-tailed and ran.
The FCC is looking into hiring practices at the network, not Jimmy Kimmel.
Right. So he's conflating here, but they're giving him awards and all this kind of stuff. It looks like the final victory tour to get him out of there and try to claim wins, even if the ratings aren't where they would like them to be.
If Jimmy Kimmel stays, he wins. If Jimmy Kimmel's fired, he wins. Jimmy Kimmel is in a win-win situation because they didn't squish him from his position after the Charlie Kirk thing.
But he wants to be a martyr. Do you think he wants to be a martyr?
Oh, absolutely. Which is why it's a win-win.
Media martyr.
Yeah. So you stay on, and it's going to be like, oh, well, I stayed on, and it was the right thing to do. I'm going to stick it out, and okay, well, that you're going to play into being a martyr. Or they fire him, and he's like, oh, well, they fired me. They're silencing us. I'm a victim in all of this. So either way, he's going to ham it up. That's just what his job is. That's all he really can do is be a plant for his own ideology.
See,
he doesn't care about entertaining anymore. It's all about pushing an ideology.
If Lorne will allow me the analogy, there can be only one person who makes this decision, and that's Josh tomorrow.
So the way I read this, though, is when I see him saying, "I don't want to go out in a blaze of glory," that would not be ethical. Why would you even say that unless it's on the radar? So I think what he's doing is he's trying to say, well, guys, I told you I didn't want that. So when he does it, he can say, well, I didn't want this to happen. I told everybody in Entertainment Weekly, I didn't want this to happen. I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I'm the good guy. Just by virtue of breathing, I'm the good guy.
Well, also the fact that they haven't begun negotiating keeps him from doing that, because if there's a deal in the offing, he doesn't really want to burn that bridge. But if they say, well, we've decided we've got a whole year and that's going to be the end, he's got a year to say outrageous stuff to embarrass them and put them in trouble with various people. So it may be discretion is the better part of lasting as long as they can with him.
Now, Lauren, we've talked about this many times. They brag about the ratings, and then we look into the ratings and we say, well, Johnny Carson was getting 12 times the views. Then we go and we look at Leno and Letterman. We say, well, they were getting 6 times the views. And we look at this now. I think his views will go up. And the reason I think his views will go up is because Colbert's gone. So just by virtue of the fact that people are going to try to find a new late night host to go watch, the few, the far, the less than they had before who are still watching late night, they got to find somebody. And it's down to Fallon and Kimmel. And I think, frankly, Colbert was far closer to Kimmel. So I think his numbers actually will go up. I don't know how that plays into Disney, but I think Gutfeld still remains on top. What say you?
Unless Byron Allen stuff comes and becomes popular.
That's a great point. If the Byron Allen Comedy Hour, is really successful, that changes the whole thing.
Yeah, I actually want to agree with everything that you said, and I also want to agree with everything that Andy Masterson said.
Well, that's good, because from our own hubris, we want you to agree with everything we said. From the virtue of the segment and making it interesting, we want you to absolutely slam us. But hey, whatever we got to do, right?
You're both wrong. You're both incredibly wrong.
Could you shout and point at us and, the flame out begins.
Andy, this is dumb. There's no way that is what's going to happen, because people hate comedy.
Look, we know that Kimmel just wants his chance to kiss Pedro as well.
Oh God!
It actually kind of sucks, because I was actually hoping to disagree with you guys, but I just don't.
I know you
both had logical, reasoned arguments, and I had nothing more to add.
I could feel it. You wanted. I knew. Yeah. All right. Well, the contrarian cannot contrary with us on Jimmy Kimmel. 1 year left. Andy, is it over now? You think, or does he get the extension?
I don't. I think he's out. It's old news. There's what's he going to do? Like complain more about Trump? They've been doing that for the last 12 years now. So they're going to have to find something new, because obviously he only appeals to one side of the audience, and Gutfeld clearly has something else. I think they're going to have to go with something completely different.
I think he resents secretly Colbert for getting booted first.
Maybe. That's a good point. Maybe so. Maybe so. Folks, you let us know in the comments and in the chat. Should Kimmel stay? Should Kimmel go? What's the right move for Disney? And how do they let him go if they do? In a way that does not give him the win. Isn't that an interesting question? Pulling Hollyweird to the sensible center, the mainstream middle where money is made is not easy, but folks, you make it easy to make videos each and every day, because sharing time with you is a great honor, and we never take it lightly. An attitude of gratitude every single time we have the chance to shine with you. Until the next time, we only ask that you click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, don't worry about paying any kind of tuition for this free class and how entertainment works. You are on scholarship. Highest IQ on the internet. That's you for sure. Until the next time we have the opportunity to spend time together, folks, we just ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun.